Hi, what's up, guys? Um, Good afternoon, all. I hope we are all doing great. It's been a while that I checked this WhatsApp group. Um, I've seen the task, so I like today too. I noted some engagement around. I was like, let me come in and see what's going on. I seen this happens to be the very first question Ogaben is speaking about. For example, a student taking this cryptography class. So this as I read it, I understand it's an anagram example, and anagram briefly um, is, for example, taking two words or taking two words or multiple characters or any string combination of two string to like give a different string or different character or word. So it's going to be like a concatenate, and we are looking for strings alike alike strings or maybe strings that will give meaning apart from the first impute past. So for example, around here I seen the first line is a single string A and the second line contains string B. So this is the string A and this is the string B. Then we have this sample output as what the program is expected to have as an output. Well, these are the to-dos, what we are expected to do. We are removing D and E from CDE to get C. And we also are expected to remove A and B from ABC to get C. So that means, um, and at the end of the day, we are still expected to have a return value, like a return type, that is 4. It will return the deletions that it make in both of the string A and string B. Um, so I could have used JavaScript to do it, but uh, Python happens to be my primary language, so every bit of problem I'm enjoying solving it using Python, even though it's been a while that I wrote something about Python, but let's look at it. I think we are expected to write our code here. Um, okay, make anagram A, anagram B. I think I'll try to change this, let me say, parameters statement like declarative names to, for example, this one to like, for example, string A, and this one to be string B. So we are having string A and B, and now the next thing we need to do, since um, we are looking at the frequency, for example, we are supposed to have a frequency array um, that will a frequency array that will capture all the, let me say, all the absolute frequency value of the characters. So, and we have in the ABCD, I think we have about 26 characters. So now our frequency array is supposed to be equals to, array is n to the power of n minus 1, right? Yeah, so if we start from array of 0 and times we are having 26 characters. So for example, array of 0 times 26. Okay, so now we are looking for a for loop. So a for loop that we will iterate. So for example, we're going to for string A, we are supposed to iterate in string A. I think, okay, so this the frequency variable mainly is supposed to take the list of characters according to ASCII representation. So we are going to have for string A, we are looking for characters that are coming in string A. So it should be like for characters in string A, and we are expected to look through these ones according to frequency array, um, frequency array of, for example, we are looking at the ordinal. Okay, I think ordinal is just shortcut for ORD, ordinal of characters. So this one now will give the ASCII representation of all the characters we have captured here. The 26 is about this ordinal, and now we are also expected to look at the ordinal of the string we passed. Like string A is supposed to be the first string in the characters, and since we're using Python, let's just look at ternary operators that will give like plus equals to 1. So it means now what this section will do, this frequency array, it is now taking ordinal of all the characters minus the ordinal of character A. Now character A happens to be the first character in the alphabet 26. So if it's minus A and it's supposed to increment with plus 1, like now ordinal is equals to ordinal plus 1. That means ordinal of A plus 1 is going to be ordinal of B. Now from A here, we're expected to have a mental output of B, C to Z as it is incrementing here. Then if we have this, I think we are also expected to have another for loop that will link into character string of B for all the characters in B, in string B, for example, um, for all the characters in string B. So we are also going to have this frequency array that will look at the ordinal of all the characters, and it also has to minus it with the ordinal of the character A respectively. Then if the previous one goes to string A with an increment, we are expected to have a decrement on this one, so that if this one goes to B, the first one goes to B, now this one will go to Z. That means per each loop we are having 2 iterations. The first iteration will add the value, the ordinal value of a character from A, it will go to B, and the second iteration will minus this iteration will minus the ordinal value of B, of A, from, instead of adding to B, then it will go minus to Z. So the first one will add, the second one will kind of deduct. Now what we need to do, if we have these two things, the next thing is we need to have another variable called, for example, deletions. We have to have another variable called deletions, since we can be able to iterate through all of these ordinal characters. We can iterate through the strings. Now we need to have deletions as a variable. For example, now deletions, we let deletion equals to 0. So then we're supposed to iterate in the deletions too. So what are we iterating now? We are iterating the count. For each count of this increment and decrement, we are supposed to like iterate into it. We are counting for count in frequency array, for count in frequency array, for example. Now we are having this main frequency array normally, and it's starting from index 0 to like index of 26. So from here now, if we are setting a for loop that will count all the frequency array variable characters we have, and it will show us the value, like it will update the value of deletion based on the characters that are removed in the sequence. So for example, now deletions will be equals to, maybe we can just use ternary operator equals deletion plus so we can just like plus equals to, we are given an absolute value, absolute count value. So it means like this place now, since we're using ternary operators, we are coming back with an absolute count value. No matter how many characters were removed in this first iteration of character string A, and the characters that are removed in this iteration of character string B, is what we will have as this absolute count. So we are now expected to return to return what are we returning? We are returning deletion since they want to see the output number, I think. So let's look at the code. Let's look at the code. Then we return deletion. I think this will work. Let's see. Boom. Yeah, it works. So let us test everything passed. You see from the first string CDE, second ABC. Now we have this output as 4 and the expected output initially is 4. So we submit the code. Thanks everyone. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Mm.